As the Santa Rosa beach breeze wafted the sweet scent of salt and sun-warmed sand, the sky shifted into a kaleidoscope of pinks, purples, and gold. Laughter rang out by the pool, where families enjoyed the warm evening. Richard stepped onto the terrace, glancing back to make sure his mother-in-law, Margaret, was following. Their day had been filled with carefree joy, sculpting castles from sand, waves crashing against their feet, and a leisurely beach stroll accompanied by the rhythmic crunch of shells beneath them. Margaret's feet ached from the day's exertions, but her smile remained radiant, a picture of serenity in the twilight. As she emerged onto the terrace, her loose blonde hair cascaded down her shoulders, framing her relaxed, sun-kissed face. Their gazes met, and her warm smile beckoned a moment of conversation. "Here we are," she said softly, her voice tinged with exhaustion but satisfaction. "A perfect ending to a perfect day." Richard gestured toward the cushioned chair beside him. "Take a load off. Your feet deserve a break after all that walking." Margaret laughed, a sound filled with both amusement and disbelief. "I guess I'm too old for those long beach walks." "Nonsense," Richard replied, grinning. "You did great. Honestly, no one would have guessed you weren't a marathoner with the way you kept up." As she settled into the chair, slipping off her sandals with a contented sigh, Richard knelt beside her. "My hands are known for being pretty good with sore muscles. Let me help." Margaret's eyebrow arched, her playful smile never fading. "A foot massage from my son-in-law. You might regret offering that." Richard chuckled, undeterred. "I think I can handle it." Gently, her toes touched his hands, and Richard began kneading the tension from her feet with expert care. Margaret let out a soft sigh of relief, her eyes fluttering shut as she surrendered to the soothing sensation. "Magical hands," she murmured, leaning her head back against the chair as the warm evening breeze stirred the scent of jasmine in the air around them. There, beneath the shimmering glow of the pool lights, something shifted between them. It was subtle at first, an unspoken understanding that seemed to bloom out of nowhere. Richard's touch, once innocent and casual, now held a weight neither had anticipated. "This trip has been a blessing," Margaret whispered, her voice soft, almost fragile. "I'd forgotten what it felt like to enjoy a day without obligations or worries." Richard's hands paused briefly, then resumed their gentle ministrations. "It's the little things," he replied, his tone thoughtful. "Sometimes they make the biggest difference." Margaret opened her eyes and gazed at him, her expression tinged with something wistful, something almost unspoken. "You're wise beyond your years. Your kindness is rare, and it's appreciated more than you know." Their eyes met in a moment of stillness, the world narrowing to just the two of them, bathed in the soft glow of the evening lights. Richard felt a pull, a connection that went beyond mere words. Margaret, too, seemed to sense the shift, her gaze lingered on him longer than usual, her lips parted slightly as if she were about to say something more. "Thank you, Richard."